Hello, 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 and happy Tuesday. I have been on annual leave since last Thursday, so this is my first day back at work since then, and I arrived at 8:30 as I usually do, and I am now looking through my emails and just catching up with what I have missed out on since I've been gone, and then we're going to head into the lab. So today I plan to show you what I get up to in a day at work as a research scientist in environmental chemistry. So I hope you enjoy coming along with me today, and yeah, let's get stuck into the first day back at work after annual leave. My desk is consistently a bit of a mess at the moment, but here is my desk. If you haven't seen it before, I have two screens, I have my laptop, and I have this big L-shaped desk. And I have all my drawers here. We have one of my posters up on the wall from the conference that I went to when I first started. Myself and Sarah have like a little whiteboard here showing our kind of long-term to-do lists. And then this is Sarah's desk here, who is my office mate. It's just the two of us in this office. So I'm going to catch up on my emails now and some notes that I missed out on from a recent departmental seminar. Hello friends, it's Jessica from the future, just jumping on really quick to tell you about an awesome product that I've been sent in the post. I'm really fortunate to have been sent the molecular modelling kit by JoyCat. You can find JoyCat's products on Amazon, and they currently have 20% off of this molecular modelling kit. So I actually used to have a similar molecular modelling kit when I was doing my undergraduate in chemistry, and I found it incredibly useful during my exams. We were allowed to bring the kits in to use them to model different situations, so we could describe symmetry of molecules, and honestly I find these types of kits incredibly useful if you're doing an undergrad chemistry degree. Let's have a look inside the kit. So here is the kit up close. Let's just open it up. So it comes with a user manual, and I think this is, I don't know what this is. It's like a little stencil or something. Ah, for drawing molecules. I think it's a stencil for that. Cool. And then all of your atoms come in this box, and I believe it will have bonds and everything too. Oh, sorry, loud noise. I'm just trying to open it up. 1 second, let me open it up. So everything comes organized in these different compartments, which I really like because the kit that I used to have just had everything kind of rolling about. And then you have different colored balls for your different atoms. So they have the correct number of holes depending on how many bonds you can attach. So this is a really good way to learn how many bonds each element can have attached to it. You have your carbon, which should have 4. Yep. And honestly, I think this kit is really cool. It's super colorful and super easy to use. I'm going to make a molecule to show you what I mean. So I'm going to make a little methane molecule, which just has a carbon in the middle, 4 single bonds. Let me click them all together. They go in very, very nicely. It's very, very smooth. And then you have your hydrogens, which attach to the bonds. Oh, I actually might make a few of these and put them on my desk in my office at work. And there you go. There's a little methane molecule, and you can turn it around. You can see it from all different angles. Super easy to use kit. You can make molecules with it. You can view the symmetry of the molecules. You can build different molecules. And yeah, I think it's awesome. So this is the JoyCat molecular model kit, which you can find on Amazon, and it's currently 20% off. So the LCMS has been shut down while I've been away because no one has been using it. So I am actually doing a different type of analysis today, which requires a different column. So I need to take out the column, shift everything over, and equilibrate the column and get everything ready for this new analysis that I'm doing for the next 2 weeks. So I just changed over the mobile phases to the ones that I need to use for this column. I am running the mobile phase through to see if we have any leaks and to see if I have to tighten any bolts, which I can already see a leak, so I need to go and sort that out. Here is the leak in question. So I think we're leaking from here and we need to tighten this bolt up now. I tried to tighten up the bolt and it's still leaking, so I need to take that little part apart. But first, it's 10 o'clock, so I'm going to go for a coffee break because that's when we all go for a short coffee break in the morning and catch up in the canteen. So it can wait until after coffee break. So I am back from coffee break now. And the pressure was very low because of that leak, which I managed to fix, but you can still see that the pressure is quite low at about 15 bar, and that is because the leak has now moved up here. So because I have managed to fix this one, this is where the mobile phase is now moving to. So now I need to tighten this one. I'm basically tracking the leak all the way up, which can tell me if the fastenings are, I don't know what the technical term is, if they are tight enough, and obviously it is not tight enough, so I need to go and fix this now. It's quite simple really, it's just a case of using this and trying to be quite strong and tighten these screws here. So I have managed to get rid of the leak now, so you can see the pressure is a lot higher, which is what we would expect. And now I need to transfer samples that we were supposed to analyze last week, but we had a problem with the instrument. I need to recap the ones that have been run, put them back on their boxes and put these into the cold room. And then I'm going to start working on the standards for this method development that I'm working on, which is related to PFAS, which I will tell you about a little bit more later on. So I have recapped all of the samples, I just need to put them back in the cold room, and I have put the standard, oh, I have mascara up on my eyebrow. I have put the standard to run now, and we're going to check if we can see all the peaks that we would expect from the standard using the method. So the method was already developed by the person who was doing my job before I started. So I'm just making sure it's still working as it's supposed to. We've had some problems with the instrument recently, so when I was trying to run the standards for this method before, it wasn't working. Oh crap, I need to change the washes. 1 second. It's not a huge big deal, but I just forgot to change the needle wash, which is currently methanol and water, but it should be acetonitrile and water. So I've just stopped the run before it actually starts, so I can change them over and then get it working properly. But yeah, the method was already developed. We've been having problems, so we did get those problems fixed. So hopefully the sensitivity of the instrument should be back. But I'm going to run the standard first, and we're going to see how the peaks turn out, if we get all the peaks that we're expecting, if the peak areas are what we were getting before last year when the previous person who was doing this job was running the method, and we can take it from there. And it's almost time for lunch. It's 10 to 12 and I usually have lunch at 12:30, so I'm going to put this sample to run. It's going to take about half an hour, and then we're going to go on the computer in the meantime until lunch and do some bits that I need to do on there. So I am back in my office now just to explain a little bit about the analysis that I'm doing. So as I mentioned, we tried the method before and I was trialing loads of different things because I thought that the method wasn't working for some reason. So basically with LCMS, you have the needle position, which is very important for the sensitivity of your method. If the position of the needle, which is spraying your compounds into the mass spec, isn't in the right position, then it could mean that your compounds don't ionize very well and you don't see a very good signal for them. That is it in kind of simple terms. So I was playing about with the needle position, thinking that I was getting it wrong. Thinking that maybe I found the wrong notes, or I was interpreting the notes wrong on the position. But it just turned out that before the instrument was not working very well. So since then we've had the instrument fixed. So I was testing the standard just now to see if it was going to work as it had worked in December. And I just had a quick glance at the data before going for lunch, and it looks like everything is back to normal, which is very good news. This means that I need to plan my week now to see how I'm going to continue with the method development, because this part of the method I actually have to work on the extraction part. So we're working with fish and I need to work on the method for extracting the compounds we're looking for from the fish. So The previous person did start with the method, so I need to continue that on. So I just need to sit down and figure out my week and how I'm going to structure my week to tackle that, because I also need to prepare some standards for another project that we're doing, because we got fresh standard, like little vials of the powders in, and I need to prepare the mix standard. So I need to try and figure out when I'm going to do that. So after lunch, I'm going to spend a little while just sitting down and making a plan. But now it is 12:20. I'm going to have a look on my computer, and then I'm going to head for lunch at 12:30. So I've just set up the instrument with all this tubing, which means that I have the LC flow, so the mobile phase going straight into the mass spec. I also have my standard pumping in, and they're meeting each other in this little T and they're going in together. This means that I can pump in my standard directly into the mass spec, so bypassing the column, and I can change the needle position, and I can see how the peak signal is affected by changing the needle position. So I'm just trying to optimize the needle, because I can see my peaks, but they're not as intense as I would like them to be, which means that my sensitivity isn't as good as I would like it to be. Hello there, it is 3 p.m. and I'm going for a short coffee break with my colleagues down in the canteen. It's usually 10 o'clock and 3 o'clock. We have a little coffee break, which is very nice. It helps you to switch off, you know, have a chat, try not to chat about work things, and then come back to it a bit more fresh, and it does work. Take breaks, everyone. I encourage you to take breaks. The direct infusion that I showed you, I actually stopped doing it because it wasn't working for some reason. So I decided to inject my samples as normal, the standard as normal, and was just changing the needle position before I injected the sample, and then keeping a note of which run was with which needle positions. And I managed to improve it so much that it's actually higher. The peak areas are actually higher than they were when the samples were run last year. So I am very happy with the work from today. I've also prepared my glassware for tomorrow, because tomorrow I'm going to be doing some salmon extractions. I'm not really sure what my plan is for the rest of the day. I think I'm going to do some planning, because I didn't do that earlier, and possibly process some data, but I don't think it's going to be too interesting lab-wise, so I might not have too much to show you. Hello friends, I've been sitting in the office for the last little while because I've been planning my day for tomorrow and looking over previous notes on the method, and it's 4:30 and I'm going to go home now. So I want to thank you all very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video today. Let me know if you want to see more videos like this, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!